That right there is of the devil. That stuff is nasty. And I am so lucky to have this tractor to be able to move it, because bare-handing it would be rough. Whoops. How did that happen? No, it's not good. It's not good. There we go. Untangle. Dumb, Lester. That was so dumb. Hey folks, Lester here. I'm going to call this video "When Fire is Not Enough," because in fact, that's exactly what's happened here. A lot of you guys know that a while back, I come and set all of this on fire, hoping to kind of burn off some of the junk that was growing back here, some of the weeds and the trash, the things that the horses, cows, and donkeys will not eat. And for the most part, it's been a couple of months now, and everything has come back nice and green. However, the fire did not take care of what I was hoping for, which are all of these briars. And folks, this is bad because these things grow at such a rapid pace that within no time, if you don't treat them and maintain them, they'll take over the entire pasture. Now, I've said it before, goats would have a feast. This would be a goat's field day. But unfortunately, we don't bring our goats back to the back pastures. And so we're losing a lot of good grasslands to stuff like this. So the scariest thing about doing this job is knowing that a snake could jump out at you. Seriously, I am so scared of a snake jumping out at me from both the left and the right. And if not a snake, it could be a frog, and they're equally scary, in my opinion. Driving down through here, there's no really other way to do it, but it's terrifying. And this is one of the scariest things about doing one of my farm chores. I hate this. I'm watching the horses. Bucky's is playing. He's having so much fun. He's just, it's unfortunate that, we lunge Voodoo and Dixie because they're both healthy enough to be lunged. But Bucky's is blind in one eye, and we don't lunge him, we don't ride him, we don't do anything with him besides feed him and love him. And man, he has it made. Anyway, back to my story. So today we have come back with the big tractor, and we are going to go ahead and take care of this problem, because I was going to say this little problem, but it has become a lot more than a little problem. Okay, I've decided to do it from one side, so now if something does jump out at me from one side, I can jump off the tractor on the other. I think the horses could sense my panic, my nervousness, my scared level, my anxiety, whatever, because they've all come over here to watch, and I believe they're here to save me in case said snake or frog does jump up on here with me. This is not a good sign when the birds show up to eat all your soft tissue. All right, so what I want to be real careful of is stuff like this. Now, this here is obviously something wood that has floated in and gotten itself all buried up amongst all this muck, all of this, these briars and thorns. And I don't want to run over it because there's liable to be nails. And if I have nails in this, I do not want to puncture a tire. So what I am going to do is take my bucket and just kind of push it all out of here. And then I'll come back by and mow the rest of those briars down. But you can see already the big difference. You can see the huge difference. This is just the first mowing. I may have to come by in a week or two. And for whatever roots are still alive, mow them over a second time. But the good news is, now that we've got all the briars out of the way, grass will begin to grow. And that's huge because, like I say, with us gaining more animals, it seems like, sheesh, we've acquired several just this year. We need the pastures. We need the pastures. We need the grass. And we cannot afford to have all of this good grassland being taken over by this kind of junk over here. I do want to remind you how I lowered the bucket down to this setting right over here. So anything that I could not see in all of that junk, the bucket would have grabbed it first and pushed it out of the way before I would have run over it with my tires and maybe possibly even damaged the brush hog. So there's a science to this, folks. There is a science to this, and it's our job to know the land and to maintain it. And looky here, I just noticed this. I'm glad I was recording. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen that, and that could have stripped out all of my gears inside of there. All right, once again, I want to say thank you to Uncle Raleigh and Aunt Joanne for the use of their tractor. It's a lot bigger than mine. The horses and donkeys are back here with me. I think that I can hear them over in the woods right now, playing around, trying to get out of the sun, because it is a scorcher. Let me just show you real fast the importance of what we're doing today. Now, all of this here was consumed by fire a couple of months ago, but the fire did not kill the roots of all of this stuff. I'm not sure what it's called. Some of you guys who know your plants may know exactly what this stuff is. All I know is it'll itch the heck out of you. It has stickers and thorns all over it. And it grows so thick and so fast that within no time it takes over all of the good grass. And at some point, what is a healthy field becomes a place where your cows, donkeys, and horses cannot eat. They cannot survive. And so we have to be proactive, or is it reactive? We have to do our part, folks. And today I've come down to do my part. Okay, so that's not good. Don't worry, nothing's damaged. But I'm gonna have to go get me a glove and something that I can cut with and cut all that mess out. Because that is that's just not something that you want to have pushing up against all those bearings and fittings and everything else. Oh, you saw it happen. You saw it wasn't nothing negligent. Let's just hope that nothing's messed up in there. I don't want any kind of leaks to be blamed on me. Ouch.
Okay. Babe. What the heck?
Amy? This is the kind of stuff that I find myself getting into when I don't have you there to supervise. Is that what you're trying to get to?
Just try not to cut the brake lines, okay? Come on.
Hey, it ain't my tractor.
Oh. This is awful.
This is horrible.
How does one find themselves with that?
Okay, you're not going to believe this, but I got almost all of it captured on video.
Like, that's not a vine.
No, it is a vine. That's the whole point. Jamie, this stuff takes over. This stuff takes over your pasture, and you can't even hardly mow it out at this point. There we go. Thank God for good thick gloves.
What an awful thing.
You want to see how good the pasture's looking now, though?
I believe it, but man.
All right, I don't think I cut any brake lines.
Well, let's hope not. I'm not driving it to test it out.
All right, so the pasture's cleaned off a lot nicer than what it was. I probably should have done it before and after. I didn't do that. You'll have to take my word for it. And like I said, guys, this is not a finishing mower. So this over here is just all what's being grazed by the horses, donkeys, and cows. And so I want to be able to have the animals graze over there where I mowed today as well, and eventually make that look like this. I will say one more thing. This is not related to mowing, but it is related to that right there. Guys, I've been out here for a couple of hours and I can feel the back of my neck is sunburned. I'm wearing a cap, so I have my face protected, but my back, shoulders, my neck are not. And so I've decided, and this is going to be one more executive decision, I'm going to start leaving Voodoo, maybe all the horses in the stall, for a few hours during the heat of the day. You know, last year we had a problem with Voodoo getting very sunburnt. Very sunburnt. No, you do not get a stall. And so I think that why should we take that risk? I'm going to start a routine where I'll let them come out in the mornings all throughout the summer. And then I will call them up around 10:30 or so when the sun really starts beaming down. And at that point, I will put them in the stalls until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. All right, folks, Texas trying to get out. I'm going to run him back in. You're not going out because I know where you're going to go. And then all I'm waiting for now is Danny. I'm going to close this gate and pull the horses up to the to the stalls because it is hot. And I'll start doing that on all of these sunny days because I do not want to go through what we went through last summer with him getting so sunburnt. And that was just really sad, and on my part, pretty negligent, not realizing that white horses need UV protection. And I would guess that would also go for the little palominos here. All right, folks, thank you for watching.